and welcome to another history special. And today I'm going to take a walk around Nunney Castle, and to get to it I have to cross this little stream with rather attractive little bridge. And you get a fantastic view of the castle from here as well, and the little river as well. It's lovely just here. It really is a quiet little village. But considering it's got a huge castle, I'm quite surprised it's a quiet village. I would have thought it might have attracted a lot more visitors than it does. Let's go through this gate. There we go. It really is a very picturesque, almost sort of fairy tale type castle. Reminds me a lot of Bodiam down in I think it's in East Sussex or Sussex. Again, it's a large castle with 4 towers and a delightful little moat. It was built by a man called John de la Mare in around 1370. He was a knight at the court of King Edward III. He'd been fighting the 100 Years' War in France, and he was rising up the ranks, and he was making quite a name for himself. And he was granted the license to build a castle here. Its design is very French. I can see where he got the idea from. Quite possible that he was in Paris and looked at the Bastille, because it's according to archaeologists and looking at artist impressions, the Bastille is very reminiscent of this castle, with 4 towers in each corner. Bastille must have been quite impressive in its day. Sadly, it's not there anymore. Got pulled down. I can't remember when. History wasn't kind to the Bastille, but this castle has survived. And it's absolutely fantastic. Let's cross over the drawbridge and actually go into the castle itself. Gosh, just walking into the castle, you can see the damage on the inside. Wow, very narrow, very rectangular in design inside. You can quite distinctively see the 4 towers and where the castle was slighted at the end of the English Civil War. Well, during this English Civil War. Another one of General Fairfax's acts of destruction. The more I look at that man and the more I delve into what he did during the English Civil War, the more I dislike him. He destroyed Colchester, a beautiful town, with old castle with old walls, and he pulled those down. He destroyed Banbury and other places, Pontefract Castle, Raglan Castle in Wales. He's had a go at this place as well. See the big opening behind me. It's where it's bombarded by cannonballs during the English Civil War. 1577, the castle's had plenty of owners since John de la Mare, but in 1577 it was sold to Richard Prater for £2,000, which back in those days was a small fortune, absolute fortune. But the Prater family sadly backed the king. They backed King Charles Ist, and of course the English Civil War was a victory for the Parliamentarians. Oliver Cromwell and Lord Thomas Fairfax, General Fairfax, and the new model army. But let's go into one of these towers here on the right hand side, and you can see the narrow windows, defensive windows, which you see on all sorts of castles. And also you can see the marks on the walls, the put log holes, where the first floor would have been, and also the holes for the put in during the castle's construction. But the large openings above the door into the bottom of the towers, that's where the towers were slighted after the English Civil War. If you see a castle tower with it looks like a slice taken out of one side, it's called slighting. And it was designed so that the castle couldn't be used as a defensive position again. The towers being the strongest part of a castle. If the towers were down, then they couldn't be used. So the castle fell into disrepair. Just walked into one of the other towers, looking up. Wow. You can see the extent. You can see the levels on the 3 floors going up to the sky. Really, it's quite interesting walking around a ruin of a castle, especially a castle like Nunney or Bodiam on the south coast. They really are quite beautiful castles. I'll walk over to the other side. Again, you can see the slighting on this one. Wondering whether there may have been stairs in here going up. You've got put log holes on at different heights going up across the side of the wall. And judging by the amount of stone on one side, it looks though there may have been a staircase going up on one of the towers. Maybe on all of the towers. It's quite distinctive there. There's also a well here as well on the right-hand side. It's quite interesting. All castles had a well. They needed fresh water, of course, and they would have had storerooms for food and meat and vegetables and other provisions, wines. Again, this one's got quite a wider window at the back, and on the opposite side there's another arrow window. So it's very defensive, built to repel any attack, and the entrance as well. It's quite small. Would have been a portcullis area on the front. It's all now disappeared. And looking up, you can see a rose little ceiling above me. It looks like there was another doorway here going up, probably stairs, perhaps to a first floor or a gallery here in the Great Hall. But you can see where the fireplaces would have been, massive fireplaces, and more damage from the English Civil War. My goodness. Let's make our way back out and across the drawbridge, across the moat. It's not unusual to see a castle with water still in the moat. A lot of castles, the moats are dry or drained. It's the case at the Tower of London and some of the other larger castles that originally had moats were also now drained and now dry. But it's really nice to see it. Wondering if there was a natural spring or something here as well to help keep the moat with fresher water rather than stagnant water. There was a stench at the Tower of London which made them fill in the moat because all the all the bodily waste from the castle went into the moat and developed quite a pungent smell. It's quite unhealthy, so they filled it in. But it really is quite delightful walking around here. And on such a beautiful sunny day as well. Absolutely amazing. I really must find more castles like this. You can see where Disney perhaps got the idea not Disney, Ludwig II of Germany. When he built his castles, you can see massive castles like Neuschwanstein with tall towers. That's drew inspiration from the old medieval moated castles with towers. But there we go, this is where I end this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget you can watch these videos earlier on Patreon, along with other exclusive content if you'd like to sponsor my channel and see me there. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon for another history video, history special, somewhere else.